and outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Yeah, hello, and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy Tuesday. The heck is going on here?
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, working our way to a Sunfest weekend. Just 2 days away now. Crazy, huh?
You really going to go on Thursday?
That is the plan.
Ooh.
That is the plan. So I think so. I guess we'll just have to see how things go. Guess we got to look at the forecast. See if it's going to be something to do. I don't know.
So far, so good. I was looking yesterday.
Okay.
But it's a little early to be calling it on a Tuesday.
I don't know. I trust the witch's weather more than my ankle now ever since she called this last Saturday's weather. You called it perfectly. You said it's going to be around 75, 76 degrees at noon with a wind, and you called that shit on Monday.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Well, Ryan from Lake Worth said, I was listening to Wednesday's podcast. I heard you guys talking about the weather forecast for last weekend's Crawfish Festival. And whenever you're making plans, don't rely on the 7 to 10 day forecast. Usually the 3 to 5 are more accurate, but still not perfect.
That's true.
He said, if you've been watching the Sunfest weather forecast, you probably noticed the odds of rain went from like 0% to 50 in just the last few days. As of right now, on Tuesday morning, the latest GFS model run is predicting a much higher chance of widespread downpours and the threat of isolated strong thunderstorms. Because of a late-season cold front boundary, it's expected to stall on top of us and stick around between Thursday and Sunday.
Oh, crap.
So heads up to anybody planning to spend the day at Sunfest. Make sure you have a backup plan just in case. And as of 10:14 on Tuesday, I'm looking at the Weather Channel. And
damn, it all flipped.
yeah, it flipped fast. It looks like Sunfest is going to be a washout. They got 64% chance rain on Thursday, 65 on Friday, 68% Saturday. With temperatures in the pretty much low 80s, and then Sunday's your best day with a 46% chance of rain, but it's got that cloud and squirts coming out of it.
Damn, you don't want the sky squirting.
You don't want
on
that
you.
piss cloud.
No.
Yeah, so it does not look like Sunfest is going to be sunny now. It looks like it's going to be rain fest.
It flipped from last night because last night they were saying, only a 30% chance of showers on Saturday and Sunday. And now it's gone to 70% chance Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, so I'm not sure where I am. I'm not a big fan of standing in rain. So I think if it's pretty constant downpours on Thursday night, I'd say there's a good chance I'm not gonna do it.
I've learned this from Crawfish. You live and die by the weather.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Virginia, they teach you very young 2 things you can't control on this planet: the weather and umpires. You can't control them.
And wives.
Yeah, you're right. But ask some people who have murdered the wives. They'll say they control them.
Final control.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess something to keep an eye on if you're planning on doing Sunfest.
Damn.
And maybe some people will be like, I don't care. But the only thing is, I think if they have lightning and all that, which hopefully they don't, but I think that would shut down the shows.
Lightning shuts it down quick.
Especially you hear that lightning horn go off. When the lightning horn goes off, you're figgity fucked.
I was at Turtle Fest, and it was the very end of Turtle Fest. It was beautiful all day long. And then right at the end, they got storms rolled in, but then they got the warning of lightning, and then it was a whole different situation. Everybody was told they had to leave the premises immediately.
When I worked at the fancy-ass golf course, they always said, if you hear that alarm go off, you must make sure all of the golfers are off the... So, of course, you try to listen to your boss, and you go to the millionaire and say, excuse me, sir, Mr. Davidson, could you got to get off the course because of light. Now, fuck you, I'm staying on you, I'm playing 18. Then you go tell your boss, say, hey, he's not getting off. Well, he's one of our most expensive members. He can stay out there.
That's like the bishop in Caddyshack.
It's like, yeah. It's like, well, what the fuck, these rules?
That's insane.
Oh, it's all about that money, Virginia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Thank you very much for the heads up on that. Because, yeah, I just seen, I think, the forecast yesterday. Like, oh, it's going to be beautiful and dry and awesome. And I'm like, oh, guess not.
It's been nice. I've been loving the weather.
Oh,
I
been
like
amazing.
rain, but I don't want people to be all sad for Sunfest. I ain't trying to do that shit to y'all.
But this past weekend was phenomenal.
Great weekend.
It
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got Tara. She said, I got some advice for Denny's. He's got that limpkin bird in his tree that's squawking from midnight to 6 a.m. and keeping him up. She said, get a small air horn and blow it a few times, and eventually it'll find another place to go. I had to do it with somebody's parrot that decided to come perch behind my house on the electrical wires, and I was not having any of that. Somebody else said that they would open and close an umbrella when they had a limpkin in a tree, and that would kind of scare it off.
Yeah, Denny said it happens when it's at nighttime, so I definitely think an air horn would work. Your neighbors would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking bird. Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah.
Wow, that Denny's is a real asshole.
I think if it were me, honestly, I would go out there in a disguise. And I'd set it off.
I've dealt with this before.
Yeah.
You have to, if it's going off at nighttime, it sucks, but you have to follow the sound until you locate where it's at, because he doesn't know where it's at. It's
Just somewhere.
You do, and once you locate the problem, then you can.
Yeah.
Exterminate.
I'm not
Well,
about that.
I think they're an endangered bird, so you can't touch them, or you're looking at prison time.
So wait, you can't even spray them with water?
I don't know what the ins and outs are, but it'd be something definitely to look into.
Uh-oh. Denny's don't need to go to jail over bird crimes.
What are you in here for? Well, I sprayed a bird with
sprayed
some
a bird
water.
with a hose.
All right, guys, kick his ass.
Here's something. Who knows? Jaybird has got apparently the bird feed business. There is Pennington Ultra Songbird Blend. Somebody said. So they said, I guess I know how Jaybird got his name. That's from Anna.
Is your family heir to the Pennington bird feed fortune?
We never trust the bird Penningtons. We didn't trust those fuckers.
They were the rich side of the family.
They were.
Got Kat, another animal email here. She said, my cat loves your show. And there's a photo of her kitty watching KVJ TV. Just
Her
staring
name
at the
is
phone.
Kat, and she's got a cat that likes our show.
Yeah.
That's an adorable picture, first
That's
of all.
Emmy, yeah. Emmy, her cat. Cat has a cat named Emmy.
And it's pretty good. We do have some pretty good cat numbers. The demographic, you saw the ratings with the cats, and they're up.
Well, especially when Jaybird comes around, Pussy loves us.
What? You weren't really confident with that comment, were you? I saw you stumble.
I'm standing by it.
Oh, she is. Okay. As of right now, you're in it.
That's what the podcast is for, Kev. Try some shit out.
The hesitation came from looking at the clock to make sure I was in the podcast. Because sometimes I forget where I am.
I did that the other day when I said titty on the air. I really took that hard. I went home and go, man, you never slip like that. You're dropping the tit bomb. Poor Kevin had a dump you.
Look, old people lose their head a little bit. I'm getting old. You're getting old too.
If you ever want to feel good about yourself,
Yeah, right?
don't bring fucking compliments Connie over here.
This email is anonymous about the smoking toad, Bufo alvarius. Said, I've heard you mention it here a little bit, and about 3.5 years ago, I want to let you know I smoked some toad. I'm not into drugs in general, except for weed, and I don't drink that much. I did it for a few reasons, one of them being that I wanted to let go, as it's not easy for me. Also, I have chronic mild depression and generalized anxiety disorder. I went to a shaman who was located in Delray. It was well organized with 2 assistants working with her. After smoking, I was completely out of it for 15 minutes. Then you have an integration process that takes place over a few weeks/months. The next night, I had a 5-hour experience that might terrify many, but I have had experiences like this in a spiritual path, but not to this extent. I went through all of my past life deaths. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you my friend said it's like the old you dies and a new you is born.
And I was not just a person, but also animals in past lives. I believe in Jesus and asked him before to heal my heart. At the end of the night, he came to me as a baby in his hands. It was so beautiful. Since then, he has shown me several times his death and resurrection. I don't know what it means, but I am blessed for the journey.
That's what my friend said. It's a journey. Smoking this bufo toad venom is a journey.
Wouldn't you say all humans, from a certain point of view, suffer from depression and anxiety? A level of it. I think that's built in our DNA.
And it can be situational, too. There can be something that happens to you externally that makes you depressed. That doesn't mean you're a depressed person, but when bad shit happens, you're allowed to be sad.
Well, I just think that we're set up for that. Everything's spectrums, I think, with our DNA and all that. But I just think it's normal for people to have depression or anxiety being on this planet, this rock. It's a weird... No one has to show up. We're just here, and we kind of have to figure things out by hearing other stories from other people. It's a weird fucking journey. With or without smoking weed. I know it sounds like I'm all trippy over here. I just think we are prone as a species to depression and anxiety.
What I think it is, at least for me, with the anxiety, and I think part of it's our society around us, and I would say that I have it more now than I ever have. And to me, anxiety is probably even a positive bodily function that you have, because it probably is meant to keep us alive. You get anxious or tense, and that is your body saying, hey, you might be in danger. You need to stay alive. And that would be if you're ever out hunting and gathering like we used to do way back eons ago as humankind. You might have a tiger or something like that is actually hunting you. And so that anxiety would help you kick up some adrenaline, and you'd be able to fight your way out of that situation. But I think what happens today, we have so many things and so many pressures. You got to run here, got to get this done this amount of time, that you don't ever subside. That level of anxiety was meant as a burst, not as a constant. And I would say that's my biggest problem, is it always feels like your foot is on the gas, all gas, no brakes, and you're redlining this car when it was meant to only hit that when you got to pass a vehicle, not to ride that way all the way down the highway.
Yeah, no, I 110% agree with you. And I think there's spectrums of it. I saw a couple comments in the chat room going, there's clinical depression. There's definitely people who have severe depression compared to having the blues every now and then. And to your point, sometimes that environment can really speed up and pour gas on that, especially if you are one that's a little bit more prone to that.
Yeah, and I think, the two are definitely separate, at least for me, because I think anxiety is one thing. I think depression is another. And a lot of times we talk about them, hand in hand.
I think they're quite related. I personally do.
Because I have anxiety, but I don't find myself going through depression. The anxiety to me is I'm anxious because there are a lot of things. Like I'm revving. I'm like, I got to keep going. And that drives me crazy. So I don't find myself being depressed. So for me, they're separate.
I'm not saying that they're always going to go hand in hand, but they're, in my opinion, they're related to one another. And you can be depressed without anxiety and vice versa. I'm not saying that can't happen, but they're cousins of one another, in my opinion.
Okay. I got another email here. Elizabeth wanting to know. I just wanted to ask and let you know if Panda and Virginia have separate finances. I know taxes were done together when married, but why is she on the hook for Panda's business taxes? That was from a story you told a week or so ago, Virginia. Think about his business expenses that you said, was it like $7,000, I think you said, to the IRS?
Yeah, and look, I think I have other problems too on top of that. Panda's business taxes aren't the only things that are hurting us. Panda closed his business stuff and just does freelance stuff. So we don't actually have a business that files taxes anymore. We just have two personal people married filing jointly. And there's a lot of problems with my taxes. First of all, the guy doing them does not give a shit about helping me at all to navigate all of this. And that's why he will not be doing my taxes next year. But besides that, Panda got these 1099s. And so when you get 1099s, what you have to do is put aside part of it for taxes. And if you don't do that, then they hit you at the end of the year. That's what hit us. And it's not my year to claim Magnolia. That hit me. Like, there's a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, I'm switching tax people. That's for sure. And, I mean, Panda doesn't have the money to pay the taxes, so I've got to pay it. I mean,
Anytime you're in your tax, do you ever get the urge to go, baby, you got tax? You ever do that or no?
No.
I'm the only fucker that does that?
when I think about taxes, I don't want to sing. I don't want to be happy. I don't want to be fun at all. It just makes me so mad because I used to have a great tax guy, and then he died.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. Speaking of depression.
He was really awesome, and then he passed away, and I've struggled with this new one that just sucks dick.
Come on, rev up. I know you got some more depression in there, some more depressing factoids.
This email says from Beth said that moving forward, I'd have Panda take 25% of his earnings every time he does anything on the side.
We did. We told Panda that now, and it's a whole thing, and we're going to do that. We're going to immediately just send that check to the IRS.
I think if Panda took 25% and then...
I know. It's not really exciting.
I'm just being a dick. I'm just being a dick.
You're right. No, it's not exciting at all.
And Beth's in Maine said if you're ever there, say hello.
Maine would be beautiful this time of year. When it starts to heat up here, I imagine it still stays nice in Maine.
I hear it's colder than a witch's titty, which you may like because you're a witch, but it's beautiful out there.
Maine in the summer might be like, Buffalo in the summer. I love it.
No, my buddy Jesse, he always goes up there with his family. He's got ties up there in Maine, and just really gorgeous in the summertime. There's so much of the country I haven't seen.
I know.
Have you ever been in Maine at the right time? Dude,
now that you have this tropical RV endorsement coming, you can go see all these places.
Yeah, but driving to Maine, that would be like, okay, I'll see you in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to drive and come right back.
It's not a quick trip.
I do want to take this Logan, Ohio trip. I think I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards RV if the people on this team is into it.
I'm into it. I think it could be very fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know who's on the team before I completely 100% sign on.
It's a fair question. I'd want to know who's on my team before I do a 3-day long, probably 5-day road trip, right?
Well, it's going to take 2 days to get up, 2 days to get back.
Yeah. I mean, unless you had two people that you trusted to drive and you could tag team it, it's probably, going to take you a good, if you were hauling balls, 16 to 17 hours.
I got two people. I got a Jim Romano and a Joe Ponton. I think that would be great for driving our vehicle.
Yeah, if they could go in 4-hour shifts or an 8-hour shift, that's doable. I've driven that long before. I got done like 11 straight.
Oh, Drew Alston, we're coming.
Yeah.
And we're bringing the fun with us. I was going to say, and we're bringing hell with us, but that sounds too...
He's a man of God.
I know, that's why I didn't want to say it.
Very religious family. You should not bring hell to the Ralstons.
We're coming and we're bringing hell with us. I mean it in a fun way, though.
I'm staying at a hotel. You can stay with Drew. What are Ponton and Foot doing?
I'll probably end up staying at a hotel.
Okay.
I'll probably stay at your dad's house for a while just to chill and hang out with him. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pop in, say what up.
Will Drew go to the Bigfoot Festival?
Oh, I think he would.
Yeah, I think he would go down. Yeah, he's very close. He pretty much lives in town, so it wouldn't be far. Sure, he'd love to. So his little law office is just right down the street from all the festivities will be.
Speaking of the law, what's the weed rules in Ohio?
I think they're medical, not recreational.
Okay.
I think is what you're looking at. That is a good thing to know, yeah, if you're just walking around downtown Logan, Main Street, puffing up.
Puffing away.
Yeah, puff, pass over
on
here.
that fucking Logan weed, yeah, shit gets you tweaked. No, I'm just kidding. I had no idea what
Meigs County Gold, that's what you want to get. Really good weed.
Really?
Meigs County Gold. If you could somehow score Meigs County Gold, I'd like to get your guys' reviews on it. Because back in the 80s, 90s, whatever, when I was there, that was supposed to be it, man. It was supposed to be some of the best weed in America.
I know a guy who could get that weed like that. Denny's could get weed in a fucking nunnery.
If anybody can get it,
Yes, I've seen him work.
That would be amazing if you guys could score Meigs County Gold and let me know how it holds up.
And we send you a picture, and we're smoking it with some of your high school buddies. Kev, I'm with the Cox brothers. Holy shit!
If you got with Josh Stillwell, because in fact I could get you a hold of Josh. He was the guy that he can make a bong out of anything. To see him with Denny's would be amazing. He was the guy that we'd call MacGyver, and you would the fun game. We'd give him 3 items. We'd be like, make a bong out of it, and 5 minutes later he would be smoking weed out of it.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be great fun to head up to Logan, Ohio.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff up there. That would be a great, fun weekend. It'd be odd, but it'd be fun. Yeah, it'd be. Hopefully, we can get that whole thing together. Let me see here. Other stuff that we got. I know, Virginia, you were talking about another financial thing with Magnolia's wisdom teeth. What was going on with her wisdom teeth?
Dude, teeth shit's the worst.
I couldn't believe how much this is going to cost. Well, already when I went to just get her x-ray, the wisdom tooth surgeon, they're like, yeah, she's got to pay like $160 for the x-rays. It's not covered by insurance. I'm like, all right, well, that's fun. Unexpected $160. And then they came back and said, okay, just to let you know, with your insurance, the cost of taking out her wisdom teeth is going to be about $1,800.
Then we get that WAD or that WAD, that weak ass dentistry.
We have the worst dental insurance.
We do, man.
It's not good. I asked the people in the dental office, I'm like, does my dental insurance suck? And they're like, yes, it's the worst one. They don't cover nothing.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. No, I just got all my wisdom teeth taken out.
How much did you pay?
I mean, we're talking around. If I look at my bill, it's not cheap.
Did you get all 4?
I have one more to get taken out.
Okay, so you've been going. I'm getting Mags all 4 out at the same time.
Yeah, if I would have known what I was doing, I would have done that. I already had one taken out. I would have gotten all 3 taken out at the same time.
Just do it all at once. That's what you'd say.
Yeah,
really? Okay. Best to just get it over with.
I've had 3 taken out. The first one wasn't nothing. The second one wasn't that bad either. The last one I took out was kind of painful.
Okay.
That one knocked me down a peg.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, I don't know why. But it still wasn't so bad to where I couldn't battle. I mean, I was at work the next day.
Right.
Okay.
You have to get yours taken out, right?
No, I mean, well, I don't. I still have them, but I don't know that I'm going to be taking anything out.
Well, if they're not bothering you, then I wouldn't mess with them.
Yeah, I usually, when something bothers me, that's when I deal with it. If it doesn't,
Mags are coming in sideways on the bottom, so they're going to crowd all of her teeth that we just got the braces off of.
Right.
And that'll undo all of that money, so we can't have that. But, I mean, $1,800 with insurance kind of feels like a punch in the crotch. And then, like, the way they said it, too, like, so we're in there getting the whole thing, and the oral surgeon, who I guess is more expensive than a dentist, the oral surgeon says, yeah, you know, she's going to have to get these for sure, and we might as well get these on top, too, because you never know if those start shifting. And I was like, all right, well, how much is this going to cost? And he goes, I don't know. You wouldn't ask the pilot how much the plane tickets are, would you? And I was like, fuck you. First of all, what are you even talking about? Dude, I'm just in here trying to budget.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't like that attitude.
Well, let's see what the old chat room is saying. They got a lot to say today. The bearded Mexican. I don't think anyone on the show will be going to Logan. Just all talk. Then someone says, oh my gosh, taxes to insurance. What the hell? Jamie says, can we stop asking the questions on the podcast? I mean, I got to tell you. A lot of dicky comments in the podcast.
Why do you read the comments?
Don't have to be interactive with these fuckers. Come on. Right, Kevin? Be interactive.
That's it, yeah.
They want me to be interactive. When I'm interactive, sometimes I'm a dick.
Got an email from Sky in Lake Worth Beach. She said, when you guys came to RMF, I noticed that the Whacked Out News song was different or shorter. I love the long original version. Is it lost forever? Can you upload it to YouTube?
It's uploaded to YouTube.
Okay.
All of our theme songs are up there. Most of them anyway. They just look up KVJ theme songs part 1 and part 2, and they're all going to be available on Ringtone coming up by the end of the week.
Nice.
She said you guys cut it because it was too long.
No, we cut it because of the face eating thing.
Yeah.
That's why we cut it.
That's right. Yeah, I did forget about that.
I wanted to keep it long, but We cut it short because of the face eating.
I'm pro face eating.
Are we able to put it back in the way it was? People do like that song a lot. It's up to you.
Yeah, we just took it out because of the horrific murder that had happened up in Virginia's neighborhood.
But then we talked about it a lot in the air. So what was the difference? You know, we're talking about.
I know. We were just trying to be sensitive.
Sure.
But it exists in long form, and then you can go to YouTube and pick which one you like better, long form or short.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Answer your questions. We're trying to answer questions here. Apparently people don't like some of the questions. Hopefully they're okay with that one. Jess said, we recently inherited a lot, and I can't even put into words how many Barbies. I know Bird's always talking about collecting and selling. What is a great way of going about selling some of these Barbies outside of eBay or Amazon?
You have to kind of do some research, and you want to get in that community, and I can get you a hold of my buddy who does the Lake Park Kelsey Vintage. Once you're in that community, you'll have buyers, you'll have vendors and all that, and they'll know what to do with them.
Okay.
Social media is good too. Put it on your social media and say, I'm selling my Barbies for X amount. And I told you about that one G.I. Joe dick on eBay. He's got all this G.I. Joe shit. Like, this is my G.I. Joe from my childhood. And I'm also a Marine. And I don't have to sell this shit. So don't try to negotiate. Like, the biggest fucking dick. I'm like, fuck you and your G.I. Joes, dude. He's like, I don't have to sell this shit. Well, then fuck you. What are you on eBay for?
Right.
Get off of eBay.
Yeah, you eBay dick. Yeah. Some of these people, Kev, I tell you what.
It's exhausting.
People, right?
Fucking people.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Jack and the Pizzle said it's well documented that Kevin the Queen just don't hit them skins anymore, but I'd like to know about the Bird. He hasn't mentioned any woman in his life since before COVID. I just wondered who hit them skins last, Kev or the Bird?
It's definitely me, obviously. Kevin hasn't hit the skins in 3 years.
It's been a while, yeah.
So it's me. Those are all the details you get.
When are the last times that you've hit the skins, though, Bird?
None of your beeswax.
The past month?
None of your beeswax. I'm not going to answer it. I know. Oh my gosh, Jason's ruining the show. He didn't tell him how he's porking. What a dick.
I just want to be happy for you.
Okay. Then shut the fuck up.
Never.
That's the problem.
And Kim would like to bring up snoring. She said, when your spouse is snoring, who should leave the room at night? My husband refuses to leave the bed, but he is like a gremlin and is so loud. Now, I am the one leaving the room just to get some sleep in a guest room. I'm curious to know what others do. Who should have to leave when somebody is snoring? And I was looking at a recent survey, and they're saying that 51% of adults snore, so almost half of the people out there might be dealing with this. Who should have to leave? Because you're right, he's the one creating the commotion.
I think that, if you sit down and talk about it and you come up with a plan, that would probably fall on the snorer to leave. But in the moment, I think it's mean to wake up the snorer and ask them to leave because they're snoring, they're sleeping. It's like, if I'm awake from the snoring and I can't go back to sleep, I would go in a different room. But I want to have a conversation the next night and say, okay, maybe we should sleep in separate rooms. Maybe the snorer needs to go on the sofa or the guest room or someplace.
Because a lot of times they don't wake up. So on night 2, you would wake them up and be like, hey, you're snoring. You got to go.
I would never, ever put somebody out of their comfort because of my fucking bullshit. If I was snoring and I know I'm a snorer and my partner could not sleep because of my snoring, I need to make the adjustment and I need to leave the respective area and find a place to go fucking hibernate.
Suits, why don't you put up a poll? Let's see what people say.
But that discussion has to happen when the snorer is not asleep. You can't wake somebody up who's snoring and yell at them for snoring and then tell them to leave the room.
Well, yeah, then you're just a fucking maniac.
Then you're a maniac.
Just go leave on the couch. This is not that hard. I hate people.
Who goes to the couch? The snorer or the person who hears the snore?
If your ass is snoring, take your ass to the fucking
There needs to be a
cave.
discussion about it, and then you guys have to sleep in separate rooms, and the snorer goes out of the community bed.
I'm very sensitive to sleep issues only because I know I'm the one causing people to. I'm a fidgeter. I have night terrors. So I'd feel terrible if I was the one staying in that area to make someone have a shitty night of sleep. That's why I tell people, if I get involved with them, I go, look, it's nothing personal. Sometimes I just have to leave the room and go sleep by myself because I don't want you to be all fucked up from it.
How frequent would it have to be before you look to sleep in separate rooms? If they're snoring 1 night a week, 3 nights a week, 5 nights a week? Because I would think if it's every night, no doubt.
I couldn't sleep with someone that's snoring. I'm a fucking head case. I have to be by myself.
I think if I had major issues with sleep because the person I was in bed with was snoring more than 2 nights, I think I would say we need to find separate rooms, because that would be tough for me to get. I would lose probably how hard it is for me to get back to sleep and how lightly I sleep. I'd be down a good bit of sleep in 2 nights, and I don't think I'd risk it to more than that. It would really start affecting my life.
You would sit down and talk about it, and you would say, okay, we got to set up a different place for us to go. And whoever's making the noise, I agree with Jaybird, the noise maker has to make the adjustment and go to the sofa or go to the spare room.
Now, when I stayed with Panda and Virginia, equally both paid for the room. Just put that out there. She was farting, he was snoring, and I fucking left because if I would have woke her
That's
up,
a lot.
oh my gosh, if I would have woke her up, it would not have been good.
The problem was I went to Taco Bell and then drank 6 Four Locos.
Oh my gosh, that's so gnarly,
Dude, you don't even know
That's
how gnarly,
so
it was.
Oh my god!
And not even that. It just was a lot to do. Honestly, the best part of the night was her farting because she was asleep at that point. Dude, never again are you ever allowed to drink Four Loko. Ever.
It hits different.
Oh my gosh. She was nothing short of a fucking maniac.
Well, this is kind of interesting because we're almost to 50 votes, and when asking who ends up on the couch, it's about 50-50.
Really?
Right now, it's 51% the person who can't sleep, and 49% are saying the snorer winds up on the couch. So,
But I also think, too, maybe some people don't talk about it or it's not that big of a deal. I know going into a situation, I got sleep issues, so I'm already going to be the one that's going to be leaving. I know. But I think some of these couples, they don't talk about this shit, and they're all like, oh, man, he's fucking snoring again. I want to stab him.
yeah, the snorer is the one making all the noise, and they just get to cruise right through it and just go through life. And yeah, I had a great night's sleep. How about you? Terrible.
Don't seem right, does it, Kevin?
It doesn't seem right. Yeah, I think I would be like the snorer should leave. But right now, it's actually flipped. It's at 55 votes, and 55% says the person who leaves is the person who can't sleep. 45% go for the snorer.
Wow.
I think they got it wrong on that.
Wow.
We must have a lot of snorers in there.
In the chat room?
Yeah, they're defending it. That's the only thing I didn't think of.
That's what it is. If you're bringing your own biased agenda because you are the snorer, or
Right.
you have to remove your own personal feelings about your situation. Just put it in terms like that anybody can understand. You're the problem. You have to get up and go.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would think.
If
but-
your partner tells you that you're keeping them up at night, you got to go.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be like the snorer wins, and the person who can't sleep, you gots to go. Dang. Okay.
Yeah, there's some people who are just snore whores. They just all day long. They snore when they're awake.
We need those. I haven't seen any submissions come in for the Snore Wars, so I'd love to do it if people would just record these snorers. Clearly, they're out there.
What the
And
shit,
send them
y'all?
into us.
Record some snorers.
It might take a couple nights, yeah, but don't forget.
Yeah.
Get your phone, maybe set it to records. They have it now where you can set them to record when any noise starts
There's
happening.
an app. Yeah, there's an app that if it hears any noise, it'll start recording. So that'd be an easy way for you to record your snore. You don't actually have to be
Totally.
awake and fumble through your phone.
Yes.
Did we give away a prize a couple times for Snore Wars back in the day? I thought we did. I thought if you
Yeah,
were crowned,
might
you got a
have,
prize. Maybe that helps with the submission.
We can see if we can get some from Sleep Number.
If we don't have a prize, I can maybe draw a picture for you. I don't know. I'm trying, Kevin.
Okay.
It's a terrible prize.
At least I'm trying,
I
dog.
colored you a picture. What are you, in kindergarten?
Enjoy.
It's better than nothing.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your emails and nothing else about taxes or teeth. So we'll stay away from those topics.
I guess we're not allowed to talk about
I mean, fucking A.
People don't like
Can't
those
be an adult
topics.
around these parts, right?
Yeah, so
real ass shit.
anything but taxes and teeth.
I don't know what to tell you.
Mail at kvjshow.com.
I don't even tell you what Metal Beer Dan was saying in there.
Yeah, I tuned him out. Keep talking. No one's listening, Dan. This podcast has been brought to you by Atoll Vodka. It's delicious with a crisp citrus finish. As my sister learned over the weekend, you can drink it straight, which maybe she shouldn't have had quite so much, because we were throwing down like Vikings on Saturday night. Atoll Vodka, it's great over ice, but not if you drink half the bottle. Grab it at mashandgrape.com.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.